Expired. Senator Lyons.
Thank you, Mr Deputy President. And I rise to take note of answers to questions to Senator Johnson on Defence Force pay. And I have to say that this is a minister who just cannot get it right. Whether it's submarines, whether it's Defence Force pay, he's clearly shown by his actions and his words that he has no respect for workers, no respect. And it doesn't matter whether they're civilians or enlisted personnel. This is a minister who has no respect for workers at all, and he's shown that over the last couple of weeks as he's been absolutely incapable of moving on the harsh, mean-spirited pay offer to the Australian Defence Force personnel. And indeed, in this chamber this afternoon, government senators have confirmed that Senator Johnson didn't stick up for ADF personnel and that mean-spirited pay offers. He obviously was saying to the Prime Minister, it's a good deal, let's stitch it up, because we've heard government senators here today claiming that it was five other coalition MPs who changed the Prime Minister's mind. Where was the Defence Minister on this? Completely missing in action. And I'm not sure whether he's a barnacle or what he is, but it's certainly time that he walked the plank, because he has shown himself to be absolutely incapable of acting responsibly, whether it's submarines or whether it's defence pay. And certainly the Prime Minister has really been no better on this issue. He talks about service and honouring your country in relation to ADF staff, but he obviously does not understand these notions, because if he did, if he had just a skerrick of respect for the ADF, then he would not have shown such disrespect with his paltry pay offer of 1.5% a year, less than inflation. That is less than the cost of living. It's like defence personnel are paying the Prime Minister and the Defence Force for the honour of being enlisted. Is that what we've got to with this pay offer? On the one hand, as Mr Shorten, our leader, says, the Prime Minister wants this Team Australia notion, but on the other, he certainly doesn't want to reward and recognise the efforts of our ADF personnel. So today we see this partial back-down, and it's not a back-down. Let's be very clear about what has happened today, because the Prime Minister has simply realised, oops, I've gone too far, and not because of the work of 5 coalition MPs, but because of the overwhelming disgust shown by ordinary Australians that the ADF deserve more. And so now he's given them back their conditions, which he was so willing and so quick to take off them. He's simply given that back. So let's see him move some more today on that paltry pay offer. And it's a shame that, along with the response from the Australian people to this disgraceful ADF offer, that it took the loss of the Victorian election by the Liberals and the Nationals to get them finally to face some home truths, to face the fact that so much of what they do is harsh and cruel, and that this offer in Victoria, they lost. In fact, the Nationals have almost disappeared as a party there, if I believe what I've read in the media, that this is one of the harshest moves, and it's a cowardly attack on the ADF, not able to speak out for themselves, not able to do anything but accept what's being given to them. And of course, this cowardly attack by the Abbott government is an attempt to bully the public service, who are also bargaining with the government. And the government has told them, don't expect to get anything more than what the defence have got. The Prime Minister's on the record as saying that. Well, what the Prime Minister knows, and we've seen the attack today from Senator Abbott, is that public servants have a union. And we've now seen the biggest industrial action ballot in this country get up, with overwhelming 95% of union members who say they will take industrial action to get a decent pay. So they can't be bullied like the ADF. They can't be disrespected. And I'm sure the Australian public will say that public servants are hard-working and deserving of a better deal. And it's time that the Abbott government turned the ship around on ADF pay sacked the minister and gave them a better deal. Thank you, Mr Deputy President.